Hey guys, Seth here, and today I'm bringing you a very controversial thing here. A very controversial look at the new cards for the Arc 5 preview. The DN just dropped these, and 3 of the cards are very fucking broken. Very, very broken. And whether you agree with me or not is up to you, it's a subjective matter, but here we go. Supply Unit is a continuous spell card, very, very broken, and Fire Kings and Scraps love it. What I will say is, the effect reads that it's a continuous spell card. When a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you will draw 1 card immediately. It is mandatory. There is not an option for it, so you will keep drawing. And Scraps love this because they destroy their own monsters. Fire Kings love it because they destroy their own monsters. So whilst your opponent is destroying your monsters, you're also destroying your monsters. So you will draw 1 card. And even though it's once per turn, it is once per turn for that specific card, for that specific supply unit. You can control 3 copies of supply unit, destroy 1 monster you control, and then you will draw 3 cards. How broken is that? It is OP. Scraps, I have tested it with Scraps. It is too good. It really is too good. It's pluses all day. There's no other way to describe it. It's just pluses all day. So that is the 1 card that should be banned immediately. I think that card is likely to be main decked in every single deck. It's OCG only at the moment, but people will main deck that card. The other 2 cards that we're going to discuss are the protagonist main deck monsters. I'm guessing these are the cards. The 2 cards in question are Magic Wit Warrior Arnis and Vermillion Sparrow Summoner. So in the description below I'll list the effects and you guys can see the cards. Magic Wit Warrior Arnis is a 1700 attack monster. He's a spellcaster and he is a fire attribute. He reads that when a monster you when this card you control or whatever is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster, you can special summon 1 spellcaster type from your deck with 1500 attack or less. It is not attribute specific, it is only specific to a type, which is spellcasters. Therefore, it can special summon out things like, 1 second guys, it will special summon out things like Gravekeeper Shaman. Gravekeeper Shaman will then be special summoned. Gravekeeper's Descendant can be special summoned. Gravekeeper's Recruiter can be special summoned. Why wouldn't you run Gravekeeper's Disciple? Well, glad you asked. Gravekeeper's Disciple special summons on a face down defense position. How useful is that for your counter trap for the Gravekeeper archetype? Because it requires face up attack. I think it's face up attack position, or it's either just face up. A face-up Gravekeeper monster. So it requires a face-up Gravekeeper monster. It's no good running Disciple if you're going to special summon something in face-down defense position. On top of that, when you consider that Arnis is a fire attribute, you're not going to get locked down by Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and that's really what it comes down to. As a lot of decks are are not running Battle Searchers because they get locked down by attribute-specific negation, such as Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, such as Light Imprisoning Mirror. We're talking Shining Angel, we're talking Mystic Tamal, you know, something like that. Prophecies didn't need more support to be special summoned. They didn't need Strength of Prophecy. I'm not kidding myself. I don't think people are going to be summoning it. Temperance, they will summon. They will use Arnis to special summon Temperance. It is capable of doing that. And why wouldn't you? When most cards don't special summon spellcasters without some type of cost. They don't special summon it from the deck without some kind of cost. So why wouldn't you just run a free Battle Searcher that allows you to summon a Temperance? Then you can activate Fate if you want to, and then, you know, it's really up to you. It does nothing, it doesn't cost anything to your deck, so why wouldn't you just run it and then abuse the hell out of World of Prophecy? It's just, I don't like it. Stoic of Prophecy did the same thing but added it to the hand. It didn't special summon it to the deck. So Stoic of Prophecy, whilst it wasn't being used at all, it's going to get used even less if that's capable. It's just not viable at all when you can run Magic Whip Warrior Arnis. Ghost Strike Doll, capable of being run. Capable of being run. If you combine it with Ghost Strike Knight, he's a searchable Ghost Strike Doll, and if your opponent knows you're running Ghost Strikes, he's going to attack your face down monsters, but he's not going to attack you directly unless he knows that you don't have lanterns and things like that, or he can stop your monsters in your hand from activating. So why wouldn't you just run Arnis, special summon Ghost Strike Doll, use Ghost Strike Knights, and then on your next turn flip everything face down. Then with Ghost Strike Knights, he's not going to be able to flip his monster face up. It's one of these things, guys. Men with the Eyes of Blue did not need to be able to be searched from the deck, did not need to be able to special summon from the deck. That is really, really bad and such a big miss. You could say to me Shining Angel can special summon it the same way and can do it better because you can crash it. But again, Light Imprisoning Mirror. And you can run multiple spellcasters. That's the other point I'm trying to make, guys, is that you can run a spellcaster deck and you can run Arnis, and he can summon any of those spellcasters with 1500 or less attack. When you run an attribute specific deck and you run Battle Searchers that way, it can only summon the attribute that you are capable of summoning. Like Shining Angel can only summon light attributes. You can only summon light attributes. So if you're running Summoner Monk and amongst your, I don't know, Wind Up Magician, let's say you're running it amongst that, Arnis loves that. Arnis will summon out Monk or summon out Magician. It really doesn't matter. It's just what the situation calls for. And instead of you having to decide if you want to run Tomato to summon out your Monk, you're now just like, well, I'm going to run Arnis to summon out Monk, or I'll summon out Mind Up Magician, or I'll summon out Injection Fairy Lily, or something like that. I'm going to do any of those cards. Anything I want, I'm going to summon it. Night Sound Sorcerer did not need to be able to be special summoned from the deck for nothing. It's not a good thing to be able to special summon out these cards when they immediately remove 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. I liked the deck. Night Sound Sorcerer was good when spell books were not as broken as they were, when people would actually MST your field spells so that you would then get a Night Sound Sorcerer. But that doesn't happen anymore. That just doesn't happen anymore. Jogan didn't need to be special summoned. We've already had this problem with Jogan. Jogan did not need to be special summoned, trust me. Lumina does not need to be able to be searchable. Doesn't need to be searchable. Copycat can prevent an entire battle phase. The only one on this list is this one, who I think is not broken, and I appreciate that Arnis will be able to special summon him. You might actually even make the Nordic Alfar, that entire Nordic Synchro monster, be able to work for a change, instead of having to tribute it. You know, a level 5 Nordic card is really hard to get out. Arcane Apprentice can be normal summoned. It can be special summoned with Arnis. Arnis special summons them. You use Full Elf, have a level 3, you get Arcanite Magician, you then get Assault Mode active, you pop 2 with Arcanite Magician, you set up your next Assault Mode active Arcanite Magician play next turn. Not difficult. Not difficult at all. It's not a good thing for this deck. It's not a good thing. I don't like the idea that Arnis can do this. Vermillion Sparrow Summoner is exactly the same, almost, except for he's an if effect, so he won't miss timing, and he searches out warriors with 1500 attack or less. So, some of those in question are DD Warrior Lady, Malicious, the Noble Knight, the Dododo Witch, the Dawn Knight, the... Guys, you might say, all these cards are crap, Seth. All these cards are not seeing play. Guys, they can see play. They're not broken. I'm not saying that they're absolutely broken and it needs to be fixed. What I'm saying is that in the context, it shouldn't exist because it's only going to get worse. Dododo Witch has a broken play where when it's special summoned, let's say it's special summoned with Call of the Haunted, and you have Dododo Gasser in your hand, You can special summon that in face down defense position. Then you can flip it face up. It will gain 3000 attack. Then you'll pop 2 cards on the field. Imagine Vermillion Sparrow Summoner with Dododo Witch. You special summon out Witch from your main deck. You then get the effect of Witch to then bring that Dododo Gasser in face down defense position. You flip it off for your next turn and pop 2 set cards. You get 3000 attack as well. Or is it 3500? I don't even know anymore. It's you guys might say it's situational, but Dododos have draw power, they have onomatopoeia, they have the ability to be good. Upstart Goblin can be searched with Vermillion Sparrow Summoner. That card did not need to be searched, guys. When you consider that it can tribute a ninja with that trap card and tribute one of your opponent's monsters and then special summon out one of your main dragons, you know, and all you needed was Vermillion Sparrow Summoner. You didn't need to run janky cards like Shining Angel in an in a ninja deck. You didn't need to run it because they all run different attributes in a ninja deck, but you were able to run Vermillion Sparrow Summoner and able to make use of its effect when you shouldn't have been able to. The one on this, there's actually another one. 6 Samurai have Elder of the 6 Samurai or Kageki or whatever. With asceticism, you can make a Shien with the Vermillion Sparrow Summoner. I'm not saying it's amazing or that it's a good idea to do it, I'm just saying it's capable of doing it. But the one broken play in this, and it's available to the OCG and we don't have it in the TCG, is Junk Collector. Junk Collector in a Trap Tricks deck. I've demonstrated Chaos Trap Tricks before with the level 3 Tuner Warrior that special summons Junk Collector from the main deck if you destroy opponent's monster by battle. This, however, does it differently. With Vermillion Sparrow Summoner, if they destroy your Vermillion Sparrow Summoner, you special summon Junk Collector. Junk Collector can then banish your Mirror Force in itself, and then, you know, destroy all cards your opponent controls that are in attack position. And they can't lance it because it's a Junk Collector's effect. It can summon out DD Warrior Lady. What I'm trying to say, guys, is that in the Trap Tricks deck, it can be very broken to have a Vermillion Sparrow Summoner, and I would demonstrate it, but there's really no point in doing so because it's broken. Just trust me, and guys should just try it out. Guys should just try it out with the Dio, with the Trap Tricks Marim. Just try it out and see how it is, because trust me, it isn't good for the game. It's not good. And the point I'm making here, guys, really, and this is just the final point that I'm making here, guys, you might say that these aren't broken, but they all have the potential to become broken. Every single one, every single warrior can be broken. We, in a year, could see a Vermillion Sparrow Summoner special summoning something that can completely end the battle phase and then bring itself back, or something like that. It can, you know, Zero Gardener can be special summoned with a Vermillion Sparrow Summoner. Warrior Arnis, that Arnis might then, you know, in a year's time we might see spellcasters that can destroy an entire field by having all the spells, a lot of spells in the graveyard, just by being special summoned from Arnis. It could happen, and that's the problem, guys, is that when you generically special summon any type instead of any attribute, it's very easy to combine it's very easy to combine types instead of attributes, but it's very difficult to have battle searchers that only search out attributes and still make a consistent deck unless you're running a very archetype specific deck such as Gear such as Firefist, such as Vermillion. You know, that's what I'm saying here, guys. You can run anything you want if it's the same type, if it's the same spellcasters, if it's the same warriors. So, comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Tell me what you think of these new cards, especially Supply Unit, because it's very fucking broken. Trust me. And this is Seth punching out.